Hello, Dawn Moore at Allegiance Title Company, and Happy New Year to you. I am so excited about what 2015 promises to bring in the way of new business for each of us. But as our business grows, so does our risk of liability. So I thought I would start this year's weekly tips talking about ways to possibly reduce the risk of litigation. I have a class that I do on 10 steps to help reduce the risk of litigation. Today I'm going to share with you tip 1. Tip 1, remember who it is you represent. You owe a fiduciary duty to that person. That is the highest duty imposed by law. It requires you to act with fidelity, which is also known as loyalty, integrity, and competency. You must place your client's interest first. You may be saying, Dawn, that's a no-brainer. But I find it very interesting when I get a call from a buyer's agent who is complaining that the listing agent is not responding to her request for the existing survey and T47 affidavit as required under the contract. I asked the buyer's agent, why are you following up with this? If the seller fails to provide the T47 affidavit and the existing survey, the buyer will get a new survey at seller's expense. What is in the best interest of the buyer? I also find it fascinating when I have a listing agent complaining that the buyer's agent is failing to get them the option money. Again, I'm not sure why the listing agent is following up with this if the option money is not delivered to the seller within 3 days, the buyer does not have an option to terminate. What is in the best interest of the seller? I'm not saying that allowing people to miss deadlines is always in the best interest of your respective client, because when we force an issue under the contract, it does create bad relations, and therefore the follow-up negotiations on repairs or any other items become more difficult. But I'm just wanting you to keep in mind that you represent your client, and you must be aware of what their interest is in that particular issue or matter. So, as you go about doing your business, I know this is something that you always keep in mind, but reflect on what is in the best interest of your client as you work with your buyers and sellers this year. Tip number 1, remember who you represent and act accordingly. Next week, I'm going to continue on some of my other tips, and hopefully this will help you reduce your risks as you increase your business. Thank you. Allegiance Title appreciates your support and your watching of these videos. Thank you.